Prepare yourself for a deep dive into one of the darkest, most personal battles ever faced by a Marvel hero. In this video, we unravel the heart-wrenching identity crisis of Sam Wilson, the Falcon, as he confronts his buried past as the criminal Snap Wilson. Betrayed by the streets of Harlem, torn apart by the murders of his parents, and pushed to the brink of madness, Sam's journey forces him to face the violent shadows of his past. Will he reclaim his heroism, or will the darkness consume him? This is more than a superhero story. It's a raw, emotional exploration of trauma, redemption, and the struggle for identity in a world that refuses to let you forget your worst mistakes. Dive into the gritty reality of gang violence, inner conflict, and the crushing weight of guilt that haunts Sam Wilson as he questions everything he stands for. Witness a man fighting to merge two shattered halves of himself, the righteous hero and the broken criminal. This isn't just about Falcon, it's about the human spirit, the power of redemption, and the fight to forge a new path. Watch now, and feel the intensity of snapping. In the raw streets of Harlem, where hope often feels like an illusion and violence reigns supreme, Sam Wilson's identity fractures under the weight of his past. Snapping, penned by DeMatteis with artwork by Mike Zeck, takes us into a world where the pain and struggles of Black America aren't just painted across the panels, they are lived, deeply felt, and scarring. This is no mere superhero adventure, this is the story of a man coming face to face with the shadow of his soul. Sam Wilson, the Falcon, noble, courageous, a symbol of hope, is suddenly thrust back into the chaos he's fought so hard to escape. But Harlem doesn't forget. The streets remember. When his nephew Jim Wilson is gunned down by a young thug, Sam's world begins to unravel. His efforts to guide Harlem's youth, to show them another way, feel futile in the face of senseless violence. It isn't just the bullet that pierces Jim's flesh, it's the reminder that Sam Wilson, beneath the hero's wings, still carries the scars of a broken past. We are forced to witness the brutal, unrelenting reality of Harlem's gang culture. This isn't some fantastical battle with intergalactic foes, it's the blood and grit of real life. DeMatteis' script doesn't flinch as it pulls Sam Wilson into the dark corridors of his own psyche. A new threat emerges, not from an external villain, but from within. Sam Wilson's past as Snap Wilson, a criminal, a drug dealer, a hustler, is clawing its way back to the surface. Snap Wilson is more than just a forgotten chapter of Sam's life, he's the embodiment of every trauma Sam has tried to bury. The brutal murder of his father, a pastor, and his mother left Sam shattered, lost. The pain was too much for him to bear, so he split himself in two, leaving the cruel, ruthless Snap to navigate the streets of Harlem. But now, decades later, as Falcon, as a hero, Sam must face what he once was. Snapping isn't about punching villains or thwarting evil schemes. It's about redemption and the struggle to reconcile the fragmented pieces of a soul torn apart by violence and loss. It's about looking in the mirror and confronting the ugliest parts of oneself, the parts we hide from the world and, more importantly, from ourselves. And Sam Wilson, in his journey, must confront Snap Wilson, not as a distant memory but as a part of himself. The story digs deep into the psychology of Sam Wilson, exploring the question, can a man ever truly escape his past? DeMatteis offers no easy answers. Instead, he paints a picture of a hero who is deeply flawed, who carries the weight of his trauma every day, even as he soars above the city. This is a story of integration, not escape. Sam must integrate Snap Wilson, must come to terms with the violence, the crime, the darkness he once embodied, if he ever hopes to move forward. As the series progresses, the lines between Sam and Snap blur. In moments of rage, Sam feels Snap clawing at the edges of his consciousness. When a mother's tearful confession about her son's spiral into gang life pushes Sam to the brink, we see the Falcon waver. He is so close to losing control, to giving in to the anger, to becoming Snap once more. But this time, something is different. This time, Sam has a choice. DeMatteis doesn't allow Sam to hide behind the mask of heroism. Sam's rage is justified, his pain is real, but the question remains, will he let it consume him? Mike Zeck's art brings this internal conflict to life in visceral detail. The tension in Sam's body language, the shadows that creep into the corners of each panel, the dark, oppressive atmosphere of Harlem streets, all of it underscores the emotional weight Sam is carrying. In the final chapter of Snapping, Sam confronts Reverend Garcia, the man who once helped guide him in his youth. But this is no simple reunion. Sam is filled with rage, with confusion, with the overwhelming need to understand who he truly is. Is he the kind-hearted man who wants to help Harlem's youth, or is he still the ruthless Snap Wilson, a product of the streets? The confrontation is painful, raw. Sam lashes out, even striking the Reverend in his turmoil, but Garcia stands firm. He pleads with Sam to see the truth, that Snap Wilson is not who he truly is. He was never meant to be. And in that moment, something shifts. Sam realizes that his identity is not a battle between the Falcon and Snap Wilson, but rather a journey toward accepting both. He is a man forged in the fire of trauma, a man who has made mistakes, who has hurt others, but who is also capable of great good. Sam's redemption doesn't come from erasing his past, but from embracing it. Snapping is a bold, gritty, and deeply human exploration of identity, trauma, and redemption. It forces us to ask hard questions about who we are and what shapes us. In Sam Wilson, we see a hero not just defined by his victories, but by his failures, his pain, and ultimately, his resilience. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed diving into the complex story of Sam Wilson and his identity crisis. If you found this content interesting, make sure to subscribe to Black People in Comics for more deep dives into iconic Black characters and creators in the world of comics. Don't forget to activate the notification bell so you never miss an update. And hey, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment with your thoughts, and share it with your friends.